Hello, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you guys are. I hope you're staying safe. If you guys are watching from the US and you're in Texas or you've been affected by the bad weather, I hope you're doing well. I hope you're staying warm. I hope you're getting plenty of food and you're able to eat and everything else you need to do. So I wish everyone well. Anarchy got first. He was half an hour early. He thought I'd be at my normal Sunday evening time, but as I've moved to a Monday slot, it's a little bit later on. AKB James is here as well. He says good evening man, good to see you. Loop is here as well. He says hi Jay. Tom Barnes says first, actually fourth, but you know, first and fourth, very close. Iwane is here. Evening everyone. OJTV Live says evening. Good evening, good sir. Thanks for joining us. Sunkini is here as well as Switch Doctor AU. Thank you for repping us early morning in Australia. Dan Anda. My terrible Australian accent. One Drunk Man is here. He says hi. F Your Batch says hey everyone. Thok Chatter has just got his Clarabelle on his doorstep. Man, I hope you were enjoying that, man. I hope it's everything you wanted it to be. Oh wow, in Alabama. Wow, if it's got all the way over there that quickly, then I'm very impressed, and I hope you enjoy the boy, man. Loop says he loves me. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I appreciate you all. Demotax is here as well. He's hey man. I found that. Oh, very nice. Thank you very much, Morgan Carver, for the 6 months of subs. You rock, man. Thank you very much for that. Really appreciate that. Demotax, yeah, I found that Hungarian board for you just randomly this morning, so I'm going to ship that out. You might be my test guinea pig for the whole new EU not pay VAT imports kind of shipping. So now I've got a handle on that. You might be my test case for that. How's the music, guys? Is it loud? Is it really loud? It seems like it might be really loud. I'm gonna quieten it down just a little bit, because it's really loud in my ears.
Ooh, and if it, very nice.
Ooh, very nice. Thank you very much, Flexman, for the 5 tier 1 gift subs. Flex, you sir, you are too good for this community. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much.
Ooh, very nice.
Ooh, very nice. Yeah, okay. I did that. Very nice. It's just taking me by surprise there. Architechnology, thanks very much for joining, man, and ooh, Andre as well.
Very nice.
Ooh, very nice. Bit of a babe too. He is. He's absolutely a babe. He's absolutely a babe. There you go. Thank you very much, Flexman. I appreciate that. And Loop as well, ooh, dropping 100.
Very nice.
I don't know why I have so many bits. Have some bits. Thanks, man. I appreciate all the bits, all the subscriptions, everything. Thank you so much, guys. I don't deserve this. I've literally been live for 30 seconds and you guys are already throwing things at me. It's great. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Very nice.
Ooh, very nice. Loop says Pog. F Your Betch says Pog. That beard. Thanks, man. The beard is growing. I need to get to the barbers again. It needs some trimming and shaping. And I've got this really, really awful kind of thing at the minute. When I get stressed and nervous, I find that I pluck hairs out of my beard. Like if I'm overworked or stressed, and I just randomly find that I've got beard hairs all over me. So I need to stop doing that. I need to try and check myself, control myself, reduce the levels of stress, and make sure that I'm not letting that happen, because otherwise I'm going to end up with some bald patches, and it hurts. And I don't know why I do it. I just can't. Anyway, it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. Flex hangs out with the hottest guys. Flex is the hottest guy, man. He is the hottest guy. Luke from Escolab. Is it? Nice. Bunch of 5-year-olds. Yeah, that sounds like you. Dude, I shed so much beard hair everywhere. Yeah, my problem is that I'm plucking it and I'm pulling it out, not just like shedding it. Like shedding is fine, like that's a natural process, but I'm physically pulling them out, and I shouldn't be doing that. I shouldn't be. But anyway, it's a whole different thing. Okay. You clip away, man. You clip away. I probably shouldn't be drinking coffee this late at night, but hey, it's Monday. I've got the rest of the week to calm down. We'll be good. We'll be good. Okay, so today I've got something interesting to share with you, and something that I'm really, really happy to share with you as well, which is the Alix40. You can see it in the small window just over here, or in fact just down here, as it is on your screen. I'm getting my left and right confused here. But yeah, this is the Alix40. I'm going to give you guys a bit of an unboxing experience. I've already seen it, and those of you who've seen my Insta will have already seen it as well. But I'm going to show you guys what it's like to unbox it. Then we'll give it a quick build. In terms of switches today, we're going to be using brand new, unlubed stock tangerine switches, just because it'll fit the orange theme, as well as Durex stabilizers, which I have a full tub of here. And we'll be using a GMK Dark as well, because I needed a board to use this on that didn't require ISO. We will be using GMK Dark on this, so I have the base and the numpad in here. That's what we'll be using today. But I'm really excited to show you guys the board. Like really excited. Like, orange is one of my favorite colors. You can see we've got the Lodestone prototype just back here, and that's a really nice orange. This is also a really nice orange. I do like orange colors. Oranges and greens, but not necessarily together. They're my favorite colors. OJTV, I build a board every single week for my personal collection. I go through a ton of stabs. Stabilizers are something that I just end up going through a lot. FEO Betch says that looks delicious. The board, we haven't seen the board yet. Soon you will see it. Soon you'll see it. James says just down it. Oh, you mean the coffee? Yeah, it's I have a coffee machine out the back. I like to make my own coffee. My latte art did not go particularly well today. It was supposed to be a if I show you in the little one, it was supposed to be the acorn. It didn't really work. But yeah, we'll see. Jay looks delicious. No soul. That's you, man. That's you. Am I excited for the Bauer Light? I mean, it looks nice. Like, the Bauer's not for me. I've built a couple of them. I've tried a couple of them. I think Dixie or Garrett, as he now is, has done a great job on the board. It's just not for me. I remember actually signing one for him at the 2019 Seattle meetup. He was going around asking a few people to sign it, and Brian and I, both from Clack, we signed that one for him. So yeah, I remember seeing it a couple of years ago. I think the Bauer Light is a very interesting take on that, given the fact that it's following the whole Portico, Rama, Kara, that kind of thing, the NK65 kind of theme. I think it'll do great, but it's not something I'm looking to purchase myself. I'd probably want to do a commissioned Bauer if I was going to get a Bauer. Iwane says, are you excited for the Geist? I want to see Geist actually make something, right? Because I see tons of amazing renders, but I want to see them physical samples. It looks nothing like an Acorn. It was supposed to be the Acorn Sour. Stop being rude. Stop being rude. Thoughts on the Barleycorn? A good board. I haven't built one. I haven't even tried one, but I know what Yankar's like for designing good keyboards, so I think it'll be good. It'll be fine. I think you're safe with it. Okay. I have no idea what the price would be on the light, on the Bauer Light. I have no idea. Yeah, it's difficult to say. It's difficult to say. I'm a little bit annoyed at Sour for claiming that there's something wrong with my Acorn and that it's rude. It's not. Have you had any Square Mile coffee roasted in London from James Hoffman? Yes, I have. It's great. It's fine. I tend to use different roasteries so I use a subscription service called Dog and Hat, which provides me a box of 750 grams of coffee over 3 different makers and crafters every month. That comes to my door.
Ooh, very nice.
Ooh, very nice. It came to my door on Saturday this week. In fact, actually, Tinkerton, who's a friend of mine, popped over to the workshop on Saturday just to take a look at my new toy. And he chose the coffee I'm drinking right now because he chose which of the 3 bags we opened first. So, yeah. So, Fortuna, thank you very much for the 17 months of subs. That's very, very kind of you. Thank you very much, dude. Thoroughly appreciate that. Thoroughly appreciate that. But yeah, I'm more one for trying different coffees and sticking to a single particular brand. I like to try new things, different things all the time. Oh, thanks guys. Thanks for all the subs and bits and everything. It's been amazing. Thank you guys. Like the best first 10-minute open to a stream we've had in a long time. So thank you. Appreciate that. I think it's time to flip over to the other camera now and show you a little bit more about the Alix, because this board is really, really cool. It's a really, really interesting packaging solution. The board looks great, everything else, and I want to really share that with you guys. So let's flick over to the other camera.
Ooh, very nice.
Fleximan, thank you very, very much for the 15 months of subs yourself, man. Thank you, dude. I appreciate that. Arisu. Domo arigato. I hope I did that right. I have no idea what I'm talking about. Are you into fruity, floral, chocolatey, or other types of coffee notes? So I tend to prefer like dark cherry flavors, that kind of thing. This one is actually supposed to taste like wine gums. It is quite a sweet tasting coffee. It's yeah, it's an interesting one. It's really nice actually. I genuinely enjoy it, but it's not usually what I'd pick for tasting notes myself. But yeah, it's nice. Incredible Rwandan coffee this past weekend. Tasted like biting into a super juicy blackberry. Nice, nice. Metclicks is here as well. Hey man, good to see you, my dude. Good to see you. Must have lapsed. Nothing wrong with lapsing, man. Nothing wrong with lapsing. Okay, anyway, this is the Alix40, guys. This is the Alix40, and it comes in this fantastic box, which says Tokyo keyboard here. That is kind of like a metallic, it's difficult to show you, but it is metallic, I promise you. And this is this bright. This is like workman jacket bright kind of sleeve that goes across the case. And the cardboard's this really nice soft touch cardboard. But it tells you all of the details about it. Handmade in Tokyo, handled with care. Flipping down to the front, there is some more text here that says keyboard accessories, craftsmanship, Machikoba, Tokyo keyboard. I'll show you that up close there, guys. If it'll focus, come on, you camera, please. There you go. There you go, keyboard accessories. Flipping over to the bottom side, there is some really interesting text here. So it says, this limited edition keyboard was handcrafted in Tokyo by local craftsmen, machining by Ohamu, sandblasting by Matsura Blast, color by Toya Senryo, packaging by Package Art, and made possible by Tokyo Fab Hub, tokyokeyboard.com. So that's just a list of all of the different companies and people that have been involved. I apologize if I ruined anyone's name there, but it's just really cool to see something like this. Really, really cool to see something like this. Let's see what chat's saying. Drink hot Ribena, people. Yeah, maybe in the winter. Everything is looking very clean, man. The set is very nice. I'm gel. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Packaging is so good. I know, right? Coffee should be hot mud that wakes you up, nothing more. No, coffee is life. Coffee is way more than that. I couldn't live without coffee. Anyway, taking this off, there isn't much else to try and hide from you. Like as soon as I open this, you're gonna see the keyboard. It's very reminiscent of a VHS case. For those of you old enough to remember, this is very reminiscent of a VHS case, but just a little bit larger. The fact that it's recessed in here, it just reminds me very much of a VHS case. If any of you can remember that, I'd be very, very surprised. Flexman might remember it, a couple of others maybe, but most of you, I suspect, won't remember what a VHS is like. Definitely Betamax size. Yeah, it probably is closer to a Betamax size, yeah. But some you'll remember VHS, but very few people, I imagine, will remember VHS. Or will certainly have had the experience of pushing a VHS into the machine. Okay, let's open this up and show you guys the board. I mean, like as soon as I open this, it's kind of gonna show you immediately. In fact, you know what? Let's zoom in a little bit. Let's zoom in on this. Let's get this front and center. Let's really show you guys what this is like. I kind of like don't want to show you because I can only show you once. Okay. First of all, we get a nice Allen wrench. We get some nice stickers. If I hold them the right way around. And then there is the board itself. We also get a really nice letter, which I'm going to read out to you. It says, "Thank you. You made the dream of manufacturing Tokyo possible. The Alix40 is the culmination of a collaboration between us and small-scale city factories in Tokyo to define contemporary craft. We've worked to showcase the uniqueness of each factory and workshop we work with, tapping into their respective histories, pulling from their archive of unique handmade techniques, and then putting them together in a new way for the Alix40. Through this, we've been able to realize a fresh way of collaborative manufacturing, where we bring out the best in each other and push the envelope of what made in Tokyo means. That it's beyond making locally and about an ethos of community, quality, and craft. Thank you very much, Raiden, for the subscription with Prime. We've stamped the bottom of each Alix40 with the words "Made with Tokyo" to reflect this community-based approach and represent this journey of discovering what only we can do uniquely here to share with the world. This first step was made possible by you and your support of the Alix40. You have helped not only bring a product to life, but also helped show the factories we work with that their craft and skill are appreciated and special. Best, from Alvin in Tokyo Keyboard. How nice is that, guys? This handcrafted letter, all about the collaboration and the use of the factories that they've done. Like, this board was expensive, and when you consider what it is, it's really expensive, even in the custom keyboard world, for what it is. But at the same time, when you've realized just how much work's gone into this, it's kind of impressive. As well as that, there is also my receipt, which doesn't actually say how much I paid on it, but it does tell you my address, so I can't show you that. And this one shows you how much I paid. So I paid $560 for this keyboard, if it decides to focus, for the Alix40 first Sunset Edition group buy. I'm not going to show you the bottom bit because it does have my address on it, but there we go. So it's not a cheap board, but it is lovely. I regret skipping this last year too. I really regret not buying the other version, the dark version. But look at this, guys. Look at this board. This is just something to behold. Got some bump-ons there. Look at this. This kind of ombre dye from top to bottom. This is one thick piece of acrylic as well. It's really huge. Flipping over onto the side, you can see that all of the parts are dyed independently because they're all got slightly different depths on the colouring and everything else, but the sides are so clean. Like, this is so nicely polished. Look at that, guys. Look how nicely that's polished there. So much work has gone into this. PCB as well. It's covered in artwork, and we'll take a better look at that as we open it up. And then, just as it mentioned, it does say "Made in Tokyo" or "Made with Tokyo" on the base on the rear as well. So there we go. And look, those of you who remember, how much does this remind you of a VHS case, right? Just solely reminds me of that. Yeah, the mini documentary is amazing. If you guys haven't seen that, you should really go and watch it. If you're interested in this board in the slightest, you should go and watch that documentary because it is fantastic. It's a really, really cool documentary. Is that hydro dipped PCB? No, I don't believe so. I think it's just the way that the solder mask's been designed. Japanese artisans are on another level. Absolutely, 100%. It was $560. Just think about Japanese tools and other stuff. Their craftsmanship is top notch. It's amazing. It's amazing. Jay looking like a daddy gunt today, not gonna lie. Well, maybe I'll be yours, man. Maybe I'll be yours. Okay, let's zoom the camera back out a little bit so I can show you guys a little bit more detail. There we go. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is take the board apart. Looks like we need a hex driver. I think it's this size. Yes. Just going to be extremely gentle with this. I'll show you the mount type when we get it open loop. Ooh woo, says Noxie. Okay. Almost there with the screws now. Okay, now the board should come apart. And here we can see the inside of the tops. Whilst it's this lovely, I mean, this is so soft to touch. It's this lovely polished surface on the outside. It's slightly rougher on the inside, but only ever so slightly. And it's not quite, it's more of a matte colour from the top. But you can see just how crystal clear this acrylic is. It's so nicely done. It's so nicely done. Like, I can't even imagine being able to get this to come out so nice. It's definitely CNC milled because they've got a chamfer on all of these edges as well. I'm not sure if you guys can be able to see that on camera, but there is a chamfer on all of these edges, so it looks like it's been actually milled. I mean, it's so neat. It's just so tidy. Thoroughly happy with that. So there's a couple of questions about the mount style. So in terms of the mount, it's kind of like a sandwich case, and the PCB is pressed into the top, but it actually has these little rubber bump-ons on top of each of the screws. So the PCB is it's almost like a burger mount. It's almost like a burger mount in how it sits, but the screws come through all the way through the case. I think they're actually attached to the PCB. I think it seems like they're actually attached to the PCB. Okay. Now I need to get the PCB out of here. Oh man, I forgot that this was hot swap as well. Okay, I'm just going to try and make sure that these screws aren't holding the PCB in place. Just want to be very gentle with this. I don't want to force it. There we go. Okay, just going to be gentle with these screws and take them out now. I really don't want to damage the acrylic. Acrylic's so fragile at times. With these screws, the last thing I want to do is make these holes any tighter than they are, because they fit just perfectly right now. Oops, we may have left a component of the PCB behind. Oops. Okay, so we may have just broken the PCB. Yes, we have. We have broken the PCB. So there's a little switch on the rear, and the way I've pulled it has pulled the switch out. So I'm going to try and fix that now. If I can work out how it goes back together. Okay. It's just a jumper switch, so it's dead easy to replace if I need to. Okay, it's back working, so I think it's okay. It's all good. We've got it. There we go, guys. This is the underside of the PCB. And you see all that lovely art. I forgot this was hot swap. I completely forgot this was hot swap. It does have a JST style connector as well that you can use if you want to use the PCB for another project. It's fine. It's fixed. It's fixed. If it doesn't work, I can just get another switch and plug that on. It's like a quick 2-second job to replace that if it's not working. Here again, you can see the mounting style. So you can see these rubber bump-ons above and below the PCB, and these are actually already pre-attached to the PCB. I'm not sure if it's one part that goes all the way through. Yeah, it's one part that goes all the way through the PCB. So these are just held into place like that, and then that's how it all mounts together. So this is going to be a very quick build. Just in terms of the inside, look at that colour, man. Look at that colour. How nice is that? Like, it's just so good. It's just so nice. Little pocket milled out here, which is just for the for this here. I think this is actually for the battery, so you can actually use a battery underneath and have it as wireless if you want to, have it as Bluetooth, and that's the Bluetooth chip just there. Yeah, that's kind of amazing. It's so cool. Okay, I'm only going to use this wide though. I'm not going to use it as a Bluetooth board. That is not something that I'm planning on doing. Okay, now I just need to get this to all slide back in together. He says. There we go. Okay, well we actually need to take it out to put the step in, but I'm just making sure that it all does go in together and come out together as it should, because the last thing I want to do is damage it any more than I already have. It is very, very snug in here though, like it's unbelievably snug. Like this is very, very much designed to be a snug board. I think we've got it now. You can just flex the case a little bit and it comes out. Yeah, okay. So we definitely need to replace this switch, guys. But I think it's for the Bluetooth, so as long as I've got it set in the correct position, we'll be golden. We'll be golden. Okay. Right, okay, so time to get some stabilizers into the board. Jay, don't bring more things. I'm not breaking it. I'm not breaking it. It's fine. Is it Bluetooth through QMK or ZMK? It's QMK as far as I'm aware. QMK as far as I'm aware. Okay, I'm going to move all these stickers out of the way now. And then we've got bump-ons, and there is a little, what looks like a port for an LED. I'm not quite sure where that's supposed to go. Not quite sure where that's supposed to go, but there is just some bump-ons, so we'll put them on the board at the end. Okay. I'll always be a wired keyboard kind of weirdo. I don't like Bluetooth keyboards. Like, I'm really not a fan of them personally. Even the SCOG Reboot, which is the only one that I've had recently that offered Bluetooth, I don't tend to use Bluetooth on. Okay, so stabilizers for this board. I think we only need 2. I think we just need them for the 2 spacebar options. Don't need the screws because I've already got some screws in my little tub. Nice. Board looking good. It looks amazing, guys. Like, it looks so good. It's not breaking, it's QC testing. Hey, I'm the lowest common denominator. If I can build it without breaking it, anyone can. I am literally the lowest common denominator when it comes to building keyboards. If anyone's going to break it, it's going to be me. Okay. Let's get these stabilizers put together and looped, and then once these are together, we can carry on with the build. When you're putting your housings together, guys, as well, just remember that the 2 holes on your stabilizer insert. You see, it's got 2 holes on the front here, 1, 2. That goes to the side where the wire clips in on your stabilizer. Come on, camera, please. The side where the wire clips in. So we're just going to prep these, and I'll show you guys how I loop them in a second. Yeah, we're going with the Tenjis. I just figured the Tenjis would fit this case nicely. Okay. So now we've got our inserts in our housing. I'm going to take our stab wire and we're going to get a nice bit of lube on the brush. And we're going to put a relatively thick coating on the wire where it's going to go into the housing. Don't want to put too much on, but it wants to be relatively thick here. You want to be able to see the lube on there. It's always easier to add more lube later on than it is to take it away, so just bear that in mind, guys. Don't add too much. Once you've got a good amount, you're going to slide that into the lower of the 2 holes on the insert. Once it's in there, you're just going to clip it into the front of the plastic housing, and then you're going to make sure that moves up and down. And then it's going to be repeat on the other side. Okay. And we're going to put the second side into the second housing. And then once that's together, we're going to make sure we've got very, very little lube on our brush. You don't want too much on your brush at this point. And we're just going to paint the sides of the sliders with a really thin layer, just to make sure that they move up and down. You don't want to gum these up. You don't want to add so much lube that they start to get gummed up, but you just want to make sure they're nice and smooth. And then you're going to take a small piece of lube and just push it into the back where you see the wire sticking out, just to eliminate any rattle from there as well. Still plenty of lube on the brush, so we don't need to add any more. Again, just paint the slider rails, and then a small drop of lube in the rear of the stabilizer. And that's one done. One of the most beautiful cases. Yeah, it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. You can use 3 204 stabs. You can, yeah, this is 205 grade 2 that I'm using. It's what I use on all the stabs of all the boards I've built. In recent memory, the last 60 or so personal boards I've built of my own, I've used this on the stabilizers. I vastly prefer it to any other lube. For stabilizers, at least. It's good in switches as well. You just go really light in switches with it. Bluetooth for those couch surfing sessions. Yeah, I don't really use the PC when I'm on the couch. That's more of an iPad time for me. Yeah, I use a couple of different desoldering stations depending on what I'm doing. I just realised the music's gone really quiet now. Let's make the music a little bit louder. There we go. The next song is going to be too loud and it's going to blow everyone's ears out, I bet. There we go. Oh, that's way too loud. That's way too loud. There we go. I think that's better. I think that's better. Yeah, I use a few different ones. I do have the Hakko desoldering gun, the FR301 or whatever it is, but I actually prefer a cheaper version that Fleximan, who's in chat, found in the UK, which is a red one from RS Components. I've desoldered way more keyboards with that than any other desoldering gun, and I thoroughly enjoy using it. It's a great tool. If anyone wants the link, just DM me on Discord and I will send you the link. I probably end up desoldering about 10 or 12 keyboards a week with that. I think I definitely need to reach out to Alvin after the stream and thank him for making such a beautiful board though, because I'm really happy with this. Like, some boards you buy and you spend $500 on and you think, why did I buy this? But this one, it just blows me away every time I look at it. Okay, once the stabilizers all lubed up, now it's time to pop them into the board. And the beauty of today is no soldering as well, so whilst I'm using unlubed switches today for the build, once they're broken in, I can easily just pull them out, lube them up, and put it all back together again. Okay. Screws are all in. And then when you're screwing these down, guys, you don't want to go too tight. You're just trying to grip it tight. So as soon as you start to feel a little bit of resistance against the PCB, just do a quarter turn more and that'll hold it in tightly. If you go any tighter, you risk damaging the PCB. So just be really gentle when you're screwing in your stabs, guys. A little bit of pressure is better than a lot of pressure. So just until you feel it grab, and then a quarter turn more. Please tell us the model number of your RS Components desoldering gun. I'd have to look it up. If anyone really wants it, then DM me and I will dig it out for you. Okay. Almost there now, guys. Last one we're going to put in. There we go. Okay, time for some switches. So say these are stock tangerines. These are unlubed. They've not been used in any other board. They're a slightly heavier variant. The aim now is to just make sure that these are all pushed in nicely. So to push these in, oh, this switch, I'll fix that right as we get towards the end. These all just push in nicely. Just want to line them up and pop them in. Just showing you what I'm doing, guys. You make sure that the pins are straight on your switch at the bottom, and line up the pins with the slots. Make sure everything's good, and then you push it into the board. No plate on this. This is a plateless build. So we're just putting them into this hot swap board. They do come with some lube pre-applied, I believe, yes. I haven't taken these apart to have a look at them. I've literally just opened them now for this stream. But I believe they come partially lubed, yes. I just wanted something orange that would match the board somewhat. Although I'm tempted to take the stems out of Dusk Pandas and put those into these housings. That might be a nice Franken switch. Well, before I add my own lube blue toggle, I will put them in the ultrasonic cleaner and clean them that way. I wouldn't just wipe them. I'd put them in a solvent bath and remove as much lube as possible that way. Wiping them just spreads it around more rather than taking it away. Hey Kindion, thanks very much for joining, man. Thank you. I think we're actually approaching the 200th build I've done on stream, actually. Like, I think we're pretty close to that. I was looking at when I started streaming and up to now, and it's about 215 weeks, and I know I've taken about 18 weeks off of streaming in that time, so we could be pretty close to my 200th build stream, which is pretty cool, given that I only do one a week on average. Just making sure all of these are nicely sat into the PCB and flush with the PCB. It's all looking good. Okay. Slide the bent pin there, just straighten it up before we pop it in. There we go. Future Crime, hey man, thanks for joining. Yeah, this is the Alix40. It's absolutely stunning. So pixels and hanging out to dry. Yeah, man. Yeah, I wish I'd got the dark version as well. I really do wish I'd bought both versions. I'm hoping when I message Alvin to thank him for letting me purchase one of these, that he's going to tell me he has an extra in the dark colorway, so I can have one of each. I'm hoping that's going to happen. Okay, I think this is the first hot swap board I built on stream in probably, I don't know, a year, maybe more. I think the last one was a Rama board that I did that had hot swap. Yeah, 200 build streams. Yeah, I was actually working at how many boards I've built in total, and it's probably closer to 4,000. But yeah, about 200 on stream. And about 180 of those have been personal builds, and the rest have been customer builds. UK has 220, 240 grid. Yeah, we do. Yeah, 60 hertz. I think we're at hold on. Which way around it is now? I think we're at 50 hertz, and the US is at 60 hertz. But yeah, we have 220 volts. Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're at 50 hertz in the UK. Yeah, I'm almost positive we are. 4K for real? Yeah, I probably built 4,000 keyboards, yeah. Customer builds and all sorts of other bits and pieces, yeah. Yeah, we're at 50 hertz. Everyone telling me we're at 50 hertz now. I am the common denominator. I said if someone can break it, it'll be me. And I already did. I already broke the switch on the back, which I'm hoping I can fix. We'll take a look at that in a second, but I'm pretty sure we can. Yeah, US is 60 hertz, which means that if you have the same tool here in the US, it will actually spin faster in the US. But there are pros and cons to oops, that switch has gone flying. There's pros and cons to both the hertz options as well as the voltage supply. Okay, so there we go, guys. That's all of the switches put into the board. They all look nice, neat, and even and clean. So just to show you, they're all flush. Looks pretty good. Okay, let's fix this switch properly. That's why Super Mario Kart times were faster in the US back in the day. Yeah, well, that was also down to the difference between PAL and NTSC, which were the two different TV types. So I can't remember the exact numbers, but there were slightly different numbers of frames per second depending on whether you had a PAL or an NTSC TV. Okay, let's try and fix this slider switch. I can't believe that this broke off. Oh man, this is mangled. This is really badly mangled. I am pretty certain the PCB is not going to work. Okay. This is where I have to hope that Alvin has some extras in stock. I'm all fingers and thumbs here. Okay, we can do this. We can do this. I need a small jabber. Okay. And wouldn't you know it, the only set of tweezers I have, I took home today as well. This is just the small insert that goes inside the switches just come out. We just need to, it's basically like a mini leaf. I just need to get it back in the right position. Like, I feel like this should be way easier, but I'm old, I have terrible eyesight. I have fat fingers. I have no tweezers as well. It's literally just fitting it into this small part. Man, what am I like? I wonder if I can just push it in like so. Okay, let's see if we can find a small ended tipped screwdriver. Okay, that's that bit fixed. Now to drop it back into the housing. There we go. And then we're just going to get the clamp on the bottom. Just going to give that a little nip to try and tighten it up a little bit. Okay, I think that's good enough. I think we've got it, guys. I think we've got it. Just need to be careful putting it back into the board. Okay, let's catch up with chat. Gonna hop off for lunch. See you soon. See you later, man. It's plateless. Yeah, there's no plate on this build. Yeah, there's no plate on this build. What does the switch do? It's not, if it's not meant to be always, and you can always solder the connection cards. It's designed, I think, for when it's USB-C or Bluetooth. It's the switch between the two. I wish my super fast fancy gaming monitor would do 120 Hz, but it only offers me 60 or 144 and beyond. How am I supposed to enjoy 30, 60 frames per second video on the Linux daily driver? Man, first world problems, right? First world problems. Okay, we've actually broken the clip hold this in place. That's why it's being so finicky. Let's see if we can just fit this in nicely and smoothly without damaging it any further. Not sure we can. There we go. Okay, that's all in place. I'm hoping that that switch is going to work there. We'll test it as soon as we've got the case closed. Next job is to pop the top case on. And then the final job is to screw this together. And then once we've done that, we can then start to look at putting some keycaps on the board. So I'm going to be very, very gentle tightening this up. Don't want to over tighten it and crack the plastic. Well, the way this board works is it actually presses onto the bottom of the keyboard case, so there is very little chance of it doing anything else. It can't flex out of the way, it can't pop out of the way, and it can't push your switches out, and it can't short out either because the case is plastic, so there's nothing for it to short out on. So it should be just fine. Looks so good, all those elements. Man, it's so good. It's so good. Again, I'm just barely tightening it. I don't want to over stress the plastic on this. Just want to make sure it's held together nicely. The last thing I want to do is overstretch the plastic and ruin the board. Okay, last two. Are the inserts in the case for the screws, or is the acrylic threaded? So the acrylic is threaded, which is why I'm being very gentle with it. As far as I can tell, there's no inserts in it. It's just the threaded acrylic, which seems pretty good, but that's why I'm like, it's been done very, very well, but that's why I'm not over tightening anything. I don't want to try and put too much force into here. There could be helicoils in there, but I don't think there is. Okay, and that's the board all back together. Let's give this a test and see if it's working. Let's try switch header for now. Okay, and if I bring that up, you should be able to see it. He says, does that work? Yeah, there you go. Okay, let's steal the cable and see if this actually works, or if I need to pester Alvin for a new PCB. Well, it all lights up. We've got lights on the bottom, which looks pretty good. The lights don't look this bright in real life. The camera's picking up the harsh spotlights, but it actually diffuses really nicely, and it looks like the whole bottom of the board's glowing. So you guys could probably see it from there. It looks just like the bottom of the board's glowing. It's a really nice effect. Really nice effect. Sniper Penguin says, first time builder, have an NK65 entry edition delivered from Novel Keys with Gator and Milky Yellows, Crytex from Kibu. Any suggestions for a quality key set and where to source a decent switch opener and brushes? It depends on where you are in the world, Sniper. Like, I'm assuming you're in the US if you're buying from Novel Keys. I would imagine that Novel Keys has some switch openers and things like that as well. Oh, if you're in the UK, well, I mean, it really depends. Key sets, it depends on what you're looking for. There's quite a few stores in the UK. Decent switch opener brushes. I've actually literally just sold out of brush kits as well on my store, but I do give away switch openers and lube with any switches that anyone buys. If you buy switches from my store, you get a switch opener, stem holder, and lube for free. So there you go. It's got a sweet skateboard vibe. It does, yeah, it does. It's very cool. Look at that. It's so cool. Like this is a thing of beauty. It's a thing of beauty. Right, let's test it and see if it's working. And this is where we find out if I've messed it up. Okay, it's working. I haven't broken it. Oh god, I'm gonna struggle to type on this. Okay, that key's not working. Okay, we've got one key not working. 2 keys not working. So it seems like we might have a column that doesn't work. Oh, maybe not. Oh man, this is like the weirdest layout. That's enter? Why is enter here? What? And that's N. Enter's there, and then N. Okay, right, okay. Bottom row. We get something from every key. This row. Enter. Weird. And yeah, okay. We get something from every key. This row. Escape. A, S, D, F. G, H, J. K isn't working, so we'll have a look at that. Okay, everything else is, and then we've got tab Q, W, E, R, T, Y, U, I, O. P isn't working, and then that is. So we've got 2 switches that aren't working. I'm just going to take those out and see what the matter is. Could be a bent pin. Beauty of hot swap is we can just put it out. Okay, that one's working now. The joy of not having to solder. Okay. This one could just be the socket. Who knows? Oh, it's the switch. There we go. Oh, it's not a bent pin though. Interesting. So this one might be the socket that just needs a reflow. Yeah, okay, so I think the actual socket underneath on this one is just broken a little bit. So probably just need to take it apart and reflow that, which I'll do off stream because it's a Monday and I don't want to be streaming all hours. So we'll do that one off the stream. Socket or diode, yeah, it'll be one of the 2. Yeah, try 2 switches in there. So yeah, it'll be one of the 2. How am I liking the switch puller? It works really well as long as you use the metal tip. So this is the Morgry $80 switch puller. This is a stainless steel edition. As long as you use the stainless steel tips, it works great. If you use the plastic tips, it's rubbish. How do you reflow the socket or fix a bad diode? So if you reflow the socket, should we just do it? Should we just do it? Let's just do it. Okay, it's not difficult. I'll show you. Let's just get it done. We've got time. Got a little bit of time. If it's a diode, I can show you what to do, but I'll have to go and find a spare one because there's no unused keys on this board, so it's not something I'll be able to steal from another key. I won't break the switch. I'm not going to break the switch, guys. I'm not going to break the switch. It's not even 9:30. Let's do it. No, but guys, like, I don't usually stream on a Monday. I was just too tired yesterday to stream. So, I don't want to be streaming. I mean, I've been streaming an hour now. I don't want to be streaming for like 2 hours tonight. I need some sleep. Being really careful because I know we've got this dodgy switch because I was too eager earlier on. Yeah, that switch does not want to stay in. Let me just... I am going to have to buy a replacement for this and fix it more permanently, I think. Come on. I'm being all fat fingers today. Okay, there we go. That's that in. Okay, so which key was it that's not working? Let's test this again. Just make sure we're doing the right one. Okay, so it's this one here. I'm just going to take the switch out just to make sure I know which one it is. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we're going to flip it over. We know it's this switch here, which means we know it's this particular hot swap socket just here. That one just here. So let me zoom in real close. You guys can see as I do this. Okay, so we know it's this switch here. You can see the hot swap socket is just there. That's one pad, that's the other pad just there, the two silver parts. And what we're going to do is we're just going to give it a reflow. We're just going to try reflowing the solder on that first. We'll add a little bit while we're doing it as well. A little bit of fresh solder. More unlikely for prototypist. Harolando Desmats actually. What? How well do Desmats actually sell? It really depends on the Desmat. No, reflowing should not reflect the warranty. Let's take a look and see if we can see if it is the diode first. It doesn't look to be. There doesn't seem to be any issues with the diodes or anything, so let's just try reflowing. Let's just try reflowing it first. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to touch each pad. We're going to introduce a tiny little bit of solder as well. And we're just going to try reflowing each side. And just making sure that we've got a solid solder connection. So we've done one side. Just going to do the other side now. As I say, we're just introducing a tiny bit of solder. Just to make sure we're okay. I've knocked that switch off again. I need to buy another one of these little switches. Okay. So if it's not that, it will be the diodes. Now the diodes are the really tiny little components just here. So you can see this is the switch we've done. It's going to be this one here. And that one there. But it looks okay. It doesn't look like there's anything wrong with it. Okay, let's see if that's fixed it. Okay, I'm going to leave the switch out because the keyboard works without the switch in. So I'm going to leave that little broken switch on the underside out, and then I'm going to replace it with an actual new component. Okay, so J works, L works, K doesn't work. Okay, so we're back to wondering what it is. So let's try reflowing the components around the edge of it and see if we can get it to work. How would you know if it's a diode? The fact that it's not not working now we've reflowed the the chip itself. Hold on, so that's that one, 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 that's that one. Yeah, okay, so it's this one. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to touch the pins here and just reflow. And then we're going to just spin it round, and we're just going to do the other side of it now. So we're just touching where each of the legs touches the PCB in turn, and just waiting until the solder melts a little bit. Okay. If that hasn't fixed it, then the next job will be to get a whole new hot swap socket and see if that works. So let's see what we have now. We'll be picking up an Alix40. Yes, I'm going to personally get one in each color. H, J, K. Oh, K. There we go. And we're getting a bit of. So it is working, but we're getting. It's intermittent and it's not. Okay, so it was definitely one of the components, and now we're getting a little bit of a better connection, but not a perfect one. Okay, let's get that soldering iron back. It's not a bent switch, like, no, I can see both the legs going in. I think it's this pin just here. Okay, let's try that. Let's see what we get now. And now it's not working again at all. Okay, it's definitely those components. Wonder if we're just going to have to introduce a tiny bit of solder while we do it. And this is where I really risk making it worse, because if I bridge any of these connections, it won't be pretty. We've caused more of a problem, guys. This is where the ultra fine soldering job isn't the easiest, and my soldering isn't the greatest as it is. Okay. Just trying to make sure I've not bridged the connection here, guys. Sorry, I'm doing it off camera now. I'm just trying to make sure I've not bridged any of the connections here. Probably just need to get a little bit of a solder sucker on this after the stream, just to clean it up a little bit. Okay, that looks okay. That looks okay. Okay, let's try that. If that doesn't work, I'm just going to replace all of the components off stream, guys, and let's just assume that it is working. Let's see what we get. Okay, no. So, okay, I shouldn't have played with it when we got it temporarily working. Okay, so I need to go back to that and fix that particular one. I'm probably going to replace the components, but let's just assume it works for now. And let's put the case back together. And then we can get some keycaps on. It's a shame, but sometimes these things happen. And this one wasn't something that I caused out of the box. This, sorry, that I caused. It was just an issue with the PCB. Thanks for trying though. Well, I mean, this is just the way it goes with PCBs sometimes, right? Like, you sometimes have these issues. And I'm not a fine, detailed soldering kind of guy. I can get by, but I'm not an expert at fine detail soldering. Okay, time to screw the case back together. Again, we're just going to be really gentle. The last thing I want to do is to strip any of these threads. Just being really, really gentle with it. Thoughts on the upcoming Iron165R2? Yeah, like I have an Iron165 already. I have one of the FE ones from the original round. I built two a couple of weeks ago. They're actually still just behind me. They're ready to ship back to the owner in the next couple of days. I've built a few more. I built the prototype one originally. I've got a bit of a soft spot for the Iron165, I'll be honest. I think it's a really nice board. I think R2 introduces some pretty nice new colours as well. And I think it'll do really, really, really well when it gets into group buy. Instead of desk mats, what kind of other merch would you guys like to see? Oh man, I mean, that's an open-ended question if ever there was one. Like, desk mats do pretty well. Like, it really depends on the group buy as to how well they do. But yeah, it's an interesting question. Like, personally, what would I like to see? I don't know. Socks. I'd like to see socks. Socks to match my group buys. Coinstorm, no one would want that. People would run away from that. Okay, time to get some keycaps on here now. And we are going to go with GMK Dark. So let's have a look. In fact, let me just get rid of the switch header so you guys don't have to stare at that. And let's put these bump ons first. Trucker hats. Toothpaste. That's what I want to see. Toothpaste. Keyboard branded toothpaste. Just going to put the bump-ons on the base. I like how there's no marks milled for the bump-ons, so you can put them wherever you feel best. Toothpaste is loot. Toilet paper. Proto-wipist. Nice. I like it, James. I like it. Don't give me any unreasonable ideas. Okay. Now comes the hard part. What on earth keycaps do I put on here? Let's get the alphas in first, because then then I can work from there. We don't need any numero keys. No idea what I'm going to need from a mod perspective, so we'll keep everything out here. Why can't I find any alpha keys? Do I not own any alpha keys in this set? Okay. QWERT. QWERTYUIOP. Okay. ASDF. Okay. I'm gonna use bars on this one. Barred keycaps. GHJK. K is the one that doesn't work right now. YU. Okay, I'm having to really think about where the keycaps go on this particular build. Okay. I've learned it in trade school. You're supposed to put the iron on the pad and the leg if there is one. Count 1 second, count 2 seconds, let it heat up. Now feed flux score. Yeah, that's pretty good. Pretty good, yeah. I've been soldering for 20 years now, I guess. And I don't think those are particularly bad rules to abide by at all. Oh man, GMK QC, what's this? Can you guys see that? Overhanging plastic on a GMK keycap. Okay. Oh man, I've got no idea what punctuation I'm going to use on this. Like, this is so far out of my comfort zone for a keyboard that I have no idea. You okay, GMK? I know, right? Oh, right. Screen grab of a default layout from QMK. Yeah, okay, so I don't think... Why is enter here? Why is that enter? That makes no sense to me at all. Why on earth would that be enter? You can tell I'm not a heavy 40s user. I only use 40s for traveling usually, travel boards. And then it's usually my Equinox that I use on a daily basis when I travel. Not that I travel anymore because COVID, but okay. Don't know if this has got a 1U enter key. I'm going to assume it doesn't. Okay. Sure, let's find the last few keys that I need here. Okay, okay. And we do have comma and period just here. And then we have question mark just there. Okay. It doesn't help that these keycaps are pretty difficult to read unless you get the light on them just right. There we go. Now, what size keycaps do we need for space? Is that right there? It's too large there. It's too large there, so it's not that shift key. In before we don't actually have any keys that fit on this particular board. Okay, so that fits. Nice. Is this where we're going to have to use like the plus key on an angle? Oh man. Oh man. Oh dear. I've used the wrong key set for this, I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure I should have picked a better key set. I don't think we have a shift key that fits in here. Yeah, I think every single key is going to be too big. Which means we're probably going to have to use the plus key off the numpad. Traveling in the before times? Yeah. The one with the ceramic white looking blade, that's just a maker knife from, oh gosh, I can't remember the name, but is it Geico? I think, something like that. Right, okay, so we've got two 2U keys here for space now. Okay, now we need a 1U key for enter. I don't think there is one in this particular set. I can't see one, a 1U enter key. So let's go with super for that particular spot. But enter there to avoid having 2 Bs. Yeah, I get that. I don't think I totally agree with it. Control Alt. Okay, so that is that's menu. I think there is a 1U control and Alt key in here. Yeah. Okay, so we've got an Alt there. And we just need a 1U control key. There we go. And that's the GUI key just in there. So pop a super in there. Okay, looking good. And then we have the 2 brackets there. I'm not going to use the square braces just here. I'm probably going to use just Control and Alt again, just for symmetry's sake. Okay, and then we have a 1U shift key. I'm pretty sure there isn't a 1U shift key in this key set. In fact, I'm 99% certain there isn't a 1U shift key. So I'm going to try and use the up arrow there so I can kind of know what it's for. Just trying to help myself as much as possible. There's the up arrow. There it is. So then that becomes shift, and we've got the arrow pointing up. And then we've got escape as a 1U key for R4. I don't think we're going to have that for R2. Sorry, so I don't think we're going to have that. R3 even. R3, a 1U R3 key for escape. I don't think we're going to have that, but we do have an end key that fits. Is that the right profile? Yes, that's the right profile. Okay, and then we need another 1U key for the top corner. I don't think we have anything that fits up there. I'm just going to put the 8 key there because it fits from a row perspective. Gotta run, looks lovely. Thanks, man. See you later. GMK Stealth would work nicely on this. Yeah, it would. It'd look great. Blurst thumb spacebars. Absolutely. I can't use spacebar thumb my thumb on spacebar anyway. Okay, and then we need a 1U for this top corner, which we can. No, we can't use that because it's the wrong profile. Man, this reminds me why I don't use GMK on 40%. Okay. And then we just need an R3 key. Which we should be able to use actually, because that's apostrophe, so that should just be there. Okay, nice. Okay, well there you go guys. That is the Alix40% with GMK dark on. I'm not sure how I feel about this Planck Alice hybrid layout. Yeah, I'm really going to struggle with this. Like, I know I'm going to struggle with this. But let's zoom out just a touch because I think we're in a little bit close here. Just give you guys a little bit more perspective, and let's just see how it sounds. Let's get rid of these keycaps first. Now I cannot type on this. This is going to take me a long time to learn how to type on properly. So I'm not going to give you guys a proper typing test. I'm just going to have a play with it and see how it sounds. One thing I do notice is that case isn't quite as high profile as I thought it was. I can see they're using cast acrylic, 10mm thick cast acrylic for both sections. But I did think it's higher up against the keycaps. I'll show you guys from the front angle in a second. Because it's not quite as high as I thought it would be. Okay, that's all the keys put away. So just here, there is a gap. It's difficult to see, guys, but I promise you it's there. You can see just under the key. If I do that, you can see kind of underneath it. Should have used pudding caps. No, I like this on it. I think it looks good. I think that looks really good. Pretty happy with it. Let's pause the music for a second and see how this sounds. Now, as I say, I'm not going to do a proper typing test because there's no way I can type on this in any meaningful way. And actually make anything make sense. It will take me a long time to practice, but let's just see how she sounds. Zazura says it sounds like a keyboard. It sounds pretty good. It sounds differently.
Ooh, very nice.
Tim Tamale, thank you very much, man. I appreciate you so much. Thank you, dude. It sounds better than any other acrylic board I've ever had. In terms of like the stacked acrylic boards, apart from the Lubriganti, which does sound excellent. I mean, these are brand new stock switches. It sounds pretty good. It feels nice. But it looks stunning. Like, I'm so happy with how this looks. Like, I can't even tell you guys how happy I am with how this looks. Like, it's so nice. I mean, just look at it, guys. Look at this ombre. Look how shiny it is. This ombre pattern to the sides. It did pick up a few marks on the base, which are mostly just my fingerprints with tiny bits of lube on. You can see that just here is my fingerprint with lube on. That will move and come off, as you can see. It's moving and coming off. So just needs a little bit of a wipe down. But man, is this thing pretty. There is one scratch in it just here, which was there when it came out of the box. It's okay, it's on the base, I'm not too fussed. But it's so pretty. So they actually do this effect by dipping the board into a dye. So if you imagine they've got like a huge bath, and then they'll dip it in to a certain depth, and what they'll do is they'll keep it in and they'll bring it out slowly. So as they bring it out, you get this kind of like line as to how much the dye is taken. So the deeper parts of the board are in the dye for longer, and they pick up more dye. And as you raise it out of the bath, you get the lighter colors up at the top. And then you can see they're doing this with all the parts as well, and that's why you get a slight bit of dispensation between the clearness of this piece of acrylic here and this piece here is slightly darker at the top, just because of how they've done it manually. But it's so nice. It is kind of bergamot, but there is no flex in it. Like, the way it works is the PCB is actually pressed up against this base piece of plastic on the inside, as far as I can tell. Like, things are all touching inside, but it's plastic, so it won't short. There is no flex in the board. Like, it's pretty firm. There is a little bit of flex in my desk because this is a nice thick desk mat, which means it's a little bit softer on the bottom out. Like, there's a little bit of bounce to it, but in terms of the board itself, it's pretty firm. Yeah, it's pretty much pressing already on the bottom case. Thanks, Future Crime. That is the video of the process. Yeah, go check that out, guys, because it looks fantastic. It's a really cool video. It's only dips. I thought they'd mix up differently dyed epoxy and cast it in layers. No, it's acrylic. It's dyed acrylic. So this is acrylic. This is one sheet of acrylic, 10mm thick acrylic that's been CNC milled and then dip dyed. And they literally dip it in a tank, pull it out, and you get this beautiful ombre look to it. It looks so good. So happy with this. I just need to get this one key to work, which I'll work on off stream, and then it'll be ready to use. Maybe this will become my new travel board. Maybe. Who knows? This is so nice. Like, it's just a thing of beauty, guys. Okay. You can't do a true gradient on polycarb like this. Like, polycarbonate will die relatively easily if you use some like proper detailed dye. Acrylic needs a little bit more of a specialized process, and you can get this beautiful ombre look. With PC, if you tried to do it with PC, you wouldn't end up with like a fade effect. You'd end up with clear steps if you do it. People on the train were like, what the hell is that? Yeah, if I caught the train anymore, dude. If I caught the train, it would be, yeah. Using that as a travel board is such flex. So it's either that or it's my my Equinox, which is what I use today with my iPad. So, yeah. Man, this is so nice. It just looks so good. Like, the fact that it's so clear on this edge as well, that you can see all the way into it, it's just really, really nice. It's been lovingly hand polished. I'm a huge fan. Huge, huge fan. I think Alvin has outdone himself, especially on this side view here. Like, this is so cool how you can just see each of the individual depths of the switch and everything else. It's so nice. It's so cool. I'm very, very happy with it. And like from this angle, you can see right into the thick part of the acrylic here that goes all the way down. You can almost see all the way through. It's just cool. It's just really cool. It's just really cool. I don't have any better words for it. I just love it. Yeah, huge, huge, huge fan of this. Let's plug this board back in. So I actually have a keyboard to use. There we go, guys. That's the build stream for today. That is it. 90 minutes, and we have an Alix40 that has a busted K key. But other than that, it works really, really well. Are there many custom hobby type keyboards with backlight? Yeah, lots of keyboards have backlight. This supports backlight. You can put LEDs in this if you want to have backlighting. I'm not personally a fan of any backlights, so I prefer not to. You best get practicing with that layout then. Yeah, once I get the K key fixed on this, I'm going to daily this for a couple of weeks until I get used to how to use it. Yeah, but it's not my typical kind of layout. This is really obscure for me, and it's going to take a lot of learning for me to get this one right. Can take a lot of learning for me to get this one right. I can already tell that. Okay, guys, if you guys have got any last question, now is the time to ask me, because it's almost time for me to roll out and call it a night. Now that we've built this board. Next week I will be back with another build stream, and I'm going to finally, after 7 or 8 months, finally build my key cult number 2 next week. So next week we're going to build that. It's the Phantom key cult number 2 limited edition. It was a custom commission board. That's going to get built next week with lavender switches, I think, and I've yet to decide on which keycap set we're going to put on there. Probably GMK Phantom, because it's a whole Phantom themed board, but we'll see. Maybe SA Phantom will go on there just as a little test in case to see. But yeah, we will see. What's my coffee setup? So I have a Sage Barista Pro, that's also known as Breville in the United States. It's a bean to cup machine. It has a grinder and everything inside it, steam wand, all of that kind of stuff, and I use that machine pretty much day in, day out. Did I order an Onyx? Not yet, but I'm going to personally order one in the green colorway, I think. That's the color I'm going to have one in, so if you haven't, you should do. Enemy's friend says, hello, where's my cat drifter? Go ask Creative, because I don't have them yet. The day I get them is the day I'll ship them, and I don't have them yet. Did you get a WT65G on it with an ISO plate? No. WT65G with an ISO plate? No, but my key cult will be... oh, sorry, for my key cult, it's the... I've got 2 PCBs for it. I've got the Heine PCB, which is what I'm going to use to build it ISO, I think. I had a ISO breastplate cut for it. Future Crime still needs to build his number 160. Yeah, it's been sat on here for so long. I just need to build it. Yeah, it's just been sat in the workshop since it arrived in, I think it was late July when I got it, like back last week of July, I think. So it's just been sat there all this time. So I need to build that. That's next week's build stream. 100% guaranteed. I edited the open source key cult files for ISO. Well, I had a friend do it for me. Yeah, we need to build them, Future Chrome. You should come round and visit me, and we should build them together. That's what we should do. Get you on stream, and we can have a beard off as well, because I remember your beard being particularly good. Mine's catching up, I think. Mine's catching up. It's getting there, slowly but surely. It's getting there. Okay. Right, guys, thank you very, very much for watching today. I do appreciate every single one of you who's dropped a follow, a like, a subscription, bits, whatever you've done, guys. I really, really, really appreciate every single one of you. I'm going to head off home. I'm going to go to bed now because it's 10:10. Well, I've got a few things I need to do here first, but then I'm going to head off home. And yeah, I shall see you guys next week on Top Clack on Friday, or this week on Friday, where we'll be talking about some more keyboard related topics. And then on Sunday, I'll be back with my usual build stream, where we're going to build a key cult number 2 of Phantom Edition. Really, really looking forward to that. I have the same glasses. These are Ray-Ban carbon fiber sides. I've had them about 18 months, maybe, something like that. Got them back into 2019, so there we go. Cool. All right, guys, thanks very much for watching. I'm going to head out now, and I'll see you guys later. Thanks very much, folks. Bye-bye.